So in this video, we're talking about JavaScript calling of a function. Okay, so what does this actually means to call a function in JavaScript? So what that simply means is we start by creating our HTML file. Let's create our HTML structure, sorry. Then we'll be creating two things here. Uh, First of all, we'll create our script elements. Then we'll give it an attribute of src, which is src stand for which means source. Okay, then inside the source, we'll write the name of our external, because right now JavaScript inside this our external JavaScript. So we'll now say index.js, index.js, that's the name of our external JavaScript. So it's now linked. Anything I'm writing here now, you seem as if I'm writing inside here, okay? So the next thing I will do, I will also use button. I will say button because I will use the two for illustration. So I will now give the button an ID of, let me say ID, and set it equal to and give it a value. I'll use the ID, what's it called? What's this thing called again? Not absolute. What's it called again? Attribute, ID attribute. I give it a value of, let me say btn. Means btn. You can give it anything you want. So having done this now, I think I'm done. I think I'm done because I'll be using an event listener, which is the name of the function. Instead of using this thing here, why don't I do it this way now? Let me add the event listener in the button inside our HTML. Then in our JavaScript, I'll just write the code. So what I will now do, I will say first of all, let me just write the function name that I want to use. Let me first I'll declare the button type. So I will say type is button. Then the next thing I will now do is to type in use the on click attributes on click, which is cut it down here on click. Then I want you to listen on this function. Let me call it sum because I want to, or let me use output as the name of the function output. Output. Okay, then I will now put this parenthesis. So what this thing simply means that we'll be using this output as their name of function here. So what this thing means, we have called a function. Okay, so what that simply means, just watch what I'll do in JavaScript. First of all, let me create a function. Let me say function. Inside this function, I'll give it a name of that same output. Yeah, output. Then open our parentheses. Then open our block, not this one, but this one. So our correct. Inside if we would like our statement, let's declare a variable a. Let me say variable a, and then I will set it equal to let me set equal to a string. Let me pass in a string value. Let me say something. Let me space this thing out. Let me give it a value and say something like let me say let me use something like hello everyone. Something that is very simple. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. This is our variable name. Okay, we have created a variable and we assign this value to it. Okay, so having done this now, what function simply means that, okay, let me also let me also add another. Let me just use alert. Let me use alert, and always remember to put your semicolon once you finish each statement. So under this place now, we'll now type in my. Let me reduce this screen so you still in the same line. So I will now say alert. I will say alert, and I'll pass in the value, which is a, the variable that contains the hello world. So what this thing does is whenever I call this function, this function, whenever I call this function, so what's calling a function simply means is just writing out the name of the function outside your function block, and then putting a parameter. If you have a variable, if you have argument, you can, if you create an argument, you can put it inside. If you don't, just write the name of the function, and then put parentheses. The function will be called. Okay, so now let me see. Supposed to print out something. You can see hello world. This function is learning, and always know that JavaScript learn from top to the bottom. So when it goes through this, when you get to this, it will know that you told it to call the function. Then it will now learn this function. Okay, so another way to call a function is to use this button that you have created here. So what you have to do now is to inside this under this place we use and I will say document.getElement by ID. Documents, yeah, uh yeah, documents, no, it's supposed to be O. Document dot get element by ID. Then I put bracket, then open our add the double quotes, and then pass in our ID name. The ID we give to our button is btn, so pass in btn. Then we now say dots, what is it called, dots inner html. Is already learning, but let's say dot inner html. Okay, so you can see now. And we forget to add something again. We're supposed to label our button. It's already a button, it does not have any letter inside, so let's give it a letter. Let's give it a letter of where is that button? Here is it. Let's pass in, let's say something like in block let in uppercase, let's say click me. Let's say click me. Okay, I think it is now well labeled. You can see that. Yeah, so looking at this now, you can see once I call this function now, once I click this function now, it will automatically call this function. Okay, because okay, let me complete this, and let me just set it equal to, so it will look more better than not this one. But this one, let me set it equal to the function name. Let me set it equal to do I really need to do this? No. No, it's not necessary, so I will remove this. So it's not necessary. So what this is simply means that by using this now, we have connected this our button element with this our JavaScript, already disconnected through source. So what this simply means that whenever this button is clicked, is same as is something as kind of typing something like output here, calling the function which I have explained initially. So whenever I click this button now, this function will execute. Okay, it will print out this string hello everyone. So let me click it to see what it does. You can see hello everyone. That's what it simply means. So what it simply means to call a function is to write the function name and then put your parameter, which is in brackets. If you have any arguments, you pass the argument inside. If you pass in the argument when you are creating the function, like inside this place now, you can just, if you type anything inside this place now, go and watch my JavaScript function, you understand what this thing simply means. Okay, if you pass that, then you have to include it inside your function before it will also be effective and be printed out in the screen. So I use alert to alert it in the screen with using a dialog box. Okay, that's it for JavaScript calling function. Okay, so having done this, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.